on the job. And I think that we have to have an element of that, of like, I'm going to just figure it out, and I know I'm not ready, but that's okay. And like, not, you can kind of get too prepared and then you kind of freak yourself out. So, you know, learn about your industry, but even if you're trying to do something totally new, like I didn't know anything about running a magazine, and like I'm 6 years in and I'm still like learning new stuff, but having that attitude of like playful curiosity, you're willing to be curious and to just learn and to pick stuff up, like that's okay. You're not going to have arrived yet. You're never going to have arrived.
Playful curiosity. I love that.
Yeah. And also I think that's important for what direction you end up taking stuff in, because we ended up going down this route of doing festivals that 6 years ago I had no idea that that's what I would end up doing. But it kind of came out of a bit of a curiosity where I was like, oh, it seems to be that there's not enough conversations happening about what it's like to be a woman in business. Like, we'll put on an event, and then we'll put on 6 events, and then we'll turn the event into a festival, and we'll turn it into a 2-day festival, and now we have plans for next year to do festivals all over the UK. And I think that only happened because I was quite playfully curious. That I was like, let's follow where this little seed of excitement goes. And when we talk about purpose, I think that's what purpose is that it's kind of following breadcrumbs a lot of the time, rather than waking up and having some lightning bolt that is like, this is my purpose in life. Like, now I feel like I have a good sense of what my purpose is. I don't even know that a year ago I did. So like, just being curious and allowing yourself to question and to follow your instincts a little bit.
You're 29 years old and you've accomplished so much already. If you think back to where you were, say, 10 years ago, or even when you got your period, what would you go back and say to that young Angelica?
I think I'd tell her to be a bit more gentle herself. I think I wasn't kind enough to myself, and I think I rallied against my body quite a lot. I also had problems with food when I was at university, and I went off to university. I was overwhelmed by the experience. I felt far from home, and I just didn't eat for a year. And I wouldn't say I had an eating disorder, but I felt disordered with it, and it felt like something that I was trying to control to make myself make sense of the world, if that makes sense. And that had an effect on my hormones. Like for I think 6 or 7 months, I didn't have my period because I was underweight, basically. And I wasn't treating myself with love or respect or kindness at all. And I've now come to really love what my body does. Like, when I get my period, I feel grateful for it. I feel thankful that my body's able to have a period. I think going through that experience of getting to a place that I so wasn't caring for myself that my body just didn't have it, it was a wake-up call, actually, of what love and nourishment looks like.
If listeners take one thing away from what you've said on this podcast, what would you want that to be?
I think I'd just like to say that I think you need to be a friend of yourself. Is that going through life and having a voice in your head that is one of friendship to yourself and of kindness and softness is so beneficial for everything, for work, for relationships. And that's what I'm really trying to do, is speak to yourself as you were a friend.
That's really lovely. Be a friend to yourself. I think a lot of us really need to take that message on. So where can listeners find out more about you, the festival, the magazine?
So they can find out more about the magazine. It's abouttimemagazine.co.uk, and we're About Time Mag on all social media platforms. And then the festival is called She Started It Live, and you can find that on Eventbrite.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
For more inspiring conversations, head over to periodstorypod.com, where we have so many more for you to peruse. If you want help with your menstrual or hormone health, email me on hello@eatlovemove.com to set up a free 30-minute hormone health review. If you like today's show, please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. Tag us, come say hi, and send in your requests for who you'd like to see on the show on Instagram and Twitter on @periodstorypod, or email us at hello@periodstorypod.com. I'm Lenny's Brothers, and you've been listening to Period Story. Thank you so much for listening.